This is the Muzilog magazine podcast with host Sam Archer. Hello. My name is Samuel Archer. I'm from Muzilog.com. We're about to start off the new season, and we have a special guest in the building. Goes by the name of young Xavi from the West Coast. We're so happy that he's giving us on the East a little bit of warmth. He has the sunshine in the background, and we're just excited to have him on here. How you doing, my brother? What's happening?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. I'm just about to enjoy, a little high and just, getting into some, some music. I love talking about, just getting a little more into a deeper level with my music, just everything that's going on in my life and just in everybody's life in general. So I'm excited to do this, man. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Welcome. And keep us posted with anything you got. Shoot us a little something. We'll be happy to put it up on the magazine for you. So this would be, I don't know how many homes you got, but you could put it in the mix. Maybe it's in your top 10 homes, right?
Hell yeah.
Online. So tell us a little bit about yourself. We know you're from the West, but tell us a little about yourself and we can jump in.
Sounds good. So just a little backstory. I was born and raised in Palm Springs, California. So literally middle of the desert, not too much going on. A lot of, just old people, swimming pools and golf courses and shit. So not really so much to do for a young teenager my age besides, the little sports and activities they had going on. So I was involved with a lot of activities growing up to kind of keep my mind occupied. My mom just, wanted me to be the best well-rounded kid that she could, bring up. So I was involved with music at a pretty early age. I started piano at 5 years old. From then on, I started drums at 8, and I did a little bit of guitar when I was around that age too. I think it was like 8 or 9. I think I might have picked it up at the same time as drums because the teacher that I had just did both at the time. But I ended up dropping guitar and just sticking with piano and drums because my wrist was bugging up and I didn't realize I actually had a cyst growing in my wrist for years. I had to get it surgically removed. So it was just hard for me to kind of, bend my wrist around and do.
Yeah, you need the bend.
Yeah, you need that freedom to be able to move your wrist around. So, but continuing on with that, I also did sports at the same time. So that was much as, it was just as, I was just as involved in sports as I was with music. So it was kind of like this balance between 6 or 7 different sports and a couple instruments. Part of being bands in and out of school, because learning instruments. Of course, the school wanted me to be in the band. I had buddies hitting me up to want to be a part of bands. Actually auditioned because Golden Voice, the people that host Coachella and stuff, they auditioned for a bunch of kids out in the desert because it's in the Coachella Valley that. They usually do Coachella and shit to, basically
for the
have like a bunch of group of kids come together and audition to form like little bands of their own and perform at Stagecoach was like the end goal. So I auditioned for that. My brother and I made it on, and that was like a really cool experience. One of the only cool experiences I had that was actually out here that was going on. But yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing what having old people in the area might do for you. You said old people and pools and you give it.
Hey, they got businesses surrounding shit. I mean, like a lot of there's a lot of I don't just want to call them like old people, but a lot of people that have just been involved with a lot of events, musical events out here for years and years and years, and they love to kind of put on little events for kids that are just talented and just love music. So. I was fortunate enough to be involved with one of those programs, and from there on, my music always kind of stayed in my life up until my sophomore, junior year, when I kind of went through more of a rebellious stage, and I dropped everything, and I went into like a sort of like party mode, social mode, and I started partying a bunch.
You get out there.
Yeah, I wanted to get out there. I haven't really socialized at all, and I kind of, just wanted to see how it was. And I mean, it was just more glorified, if anything. It wasn't all that it was. So, I wasn't really involved with it for too long, and I ended up actually going to rehab afterwards because I got, so involved with some, pretty dumb shit, just drugs in general. And, I mean, I've always kind of, my younger years, I had a drinking issue to begin with. So I just thought, I'd take the time. I put myself in rehab at first, and I did that for about 3.5 months. And then when coming back, it just kind of got worse. My mom then sent me out to another rehab for another 3.5 months. And then I was kind of like in the clear. They wanted me to move to a new area. So I moved out to LA. And from moving out to LA, there was just so many opportunities music-wise, from people that were just doing stuff in home studios to, professional studios out there. So I always kind of like, for some reason, out of luck, somebody, I literally was just playing my music that I made. It was like my first 3 songs I ever made. I was playing it in the mall, and some kid came up to me out of nowhere. His name is Santiago, and he was like, "Yo, bro, is this you?" He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, man, it's just, a couple things that I made, with some producers and this big artist. And, but I, haven't really made anything since. And he's like, yo, bro, this is really good. I got a studio like 10 minutes away. Like, you should come pull through. Let's make some music. And from those 2 years on, I made music with him up until I got my record deal with Ruben and everybody. But just, I always kind of had, some sort of circumstance to kind of get my foot in the door with music. But yeah, and that all kind of really stemmed from, learning piano, to be honest. Like, I have to kind of give my credit to that, because I really got involved with hip hop music and even wanting to write my own music when I learned, because, obviously when you first learn piano, you kind of go through that classical training period.
Yes.
After I think I turned 12 years old, I kind of, wanted to move out of that a little bit and start learning more modern music. And my piano teacher, fortunately was open to that. And I learned Changes by Tupac, because I felt like that was like kind of the easiest transition from classical into like a kind of modern, because that Bruce Hornsby composition is like such a cool, like just classical and like, modern vibe and stuff. So I learned how to play that on the piano, man. And I learned how to, rap Tupac's part on the lyrics, and it inspired me to start writing my own samples and doing lyrics on the side. And that kind of like, I trained myself at that point to then, when I went into the studio and I learned the basics, it wasn't really hard for me to pick it all up. And then from then on, just went to home studio, to local studios, just wherever I could go for 2 years. Around my senior year, when I was about to graduate, what's it called? We had a project that we had to do to graduate, where essentially we had to intern for 2 weeks at a certain type of job or something that we wanted to do in the future. And I, got approved by the school board to let me do a music video as my 2-week kind of internship, where I worked with, a production company. I had a manager at a time kind of help me set everything up, and I did all the work. Besides even just being the artist there, but kind of like seeing all the other aspects play out and to see how everything works to, finally get a music video together and then show that to the school. And it got done, man. Obviously I graduated high school, so
I was gonna say, I hope you got an A.
Yeah, man, they loved it. It was so cool. But and with that brought endless opportunities. I got to, I showed that to Nikki, and Nikki showed it to Ruben, and that's how I got signed with them. Even though the music video didn't get put out officially because nobody did the copyright shit, my manager and the production company at the time fucked me over. So
yes, I think I read something. I read something to that effect. But I'm happy that you had a teacher that was open to not just having you stick into just the classical and the rudiments. Because a lot of teachers I know, they want to just keep you in that. Yeah. This is it right here. So when you had a teacher that was able to flex and say, all right, well, let's do something different, then at least it helped to open you up to new dimensions with your music. So that's good to learn.
Yeah.
back from the rehab situation.
Oh, thank you.
Not everybody comes back from that, man. That's so I'm so welcome back from that, and I hope the journey is better for you this time around.
It's definitely stronger, man, and I definitely have to thank the music for really giving me an option outside of that. If it wasn't for the music, I probably would have ended up in rehab for the rest of my life. My dad struggled with that for sure. So, and there's been other family members that have been in and out of rehab, and my family at least. So for me, it was it was kind of, the music was the end all. It was something that I could do, that I loved. And if it wasn't going to be the music, then, I was fucked. So I'm really glad that, this shit all worked out the way it is. And
check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
Koya, I'm an artist.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas.
How you doing? This is Tom Cup from Music by Tom Cups. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on upbeat.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I actually wasn't expecting the reaction that she was, just being so open.
Being open, yeah. That's
She's classically trained, bro, and she moved here from Romania. You know what I mean? So she's been classically trained her entire life, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I guess moving to the Americas, she's always wanted, because outside of wanting to learn just modern music, I always loved composing, and just composing my own samples to even actually composing my own classical music as well. So she was totally open and excited to just have a student that was wanting to be creative.
That's what's up.
That's what came with that. I shout out. Her name is Miss Michelle. Shout outs to Miss Michelle for that.
Thank you, Miss Michelle.
Yeah, she definitely kind of paved the way for me to be as creative as I wanted to be, and really helped me kind of train myself to train my sound. To be honest, because at the end of the day, it trained my flow. And when I go to the studio, whenever I hear melodies or anything, or whenever I come up with melodies, I kind of hear it like piano notes in my head, and I see the keys.
Okay.
It's an advantage, bro. A lot of people wouldn't realize, but if you were trained in some type of instrument, if you're an artist, how much it could excel you, it's insane. Especially if you learn either guitar or piano.
You're correct. It does give you an edge as an artist in terms of your writing, your composing, and your arranging. So yes, you're
right.
Slightly on point with that.
I think just a huge part of that, not a lot of people know, is just like music theory
is
so big and can play a big part in just developing your sound and your music. And I feel like just knowing kind of some of the ins and outs of music theory, and knowing just like certain intervals and stuff, and just certain places that come in and out, just really kind of gives me that edge and helps me just progress my music to that even to a further level.
Okay. So what I was going to ask you is, who are your influences and how would you describe your sound?
Definitely would say my biggest influence, and I've said it time and time again, and it's definitely it's definitely the truth, man. System of a Down is hands down my favorite band of all time. And but besides that, talking about some solo artists, definitely from not even from a music standpoint, but character wise, and just how he kind of presented himself. I idolized Bob Marley heavy. Half my family's from St. Thomas, so I literally grew up on reggae music, and he's the biggest reggae artist of all time. So there was no really kind of escaping knowing who it was. Like there's no way I wasn't gonna know who Bob Marley was. And you know, I just have love for him and his whole family. And I definitely think that his career in this industry is something to kind of idolize and look at, and just how you represent yourself as a character, very loving and peaceful. And but other artists than that, you know, I love Outkast, I love Mobb Deep, I love Linkin Park, Jay-Z, Wiz Khalifa, Lil Wayne, Eminem, Tupac, Biggie, you know, all the you know, artists that were, you know, really kind of all the artists I really grew up on. You know, my mom, you know, loved the hip hop and rap genre as much as she loved reggae, as much as she loved rock. So, you know, I've listened to, you know, Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin, what's it called, Queen, you know, just you know, to Slipknot, you know, listening to some heavy metal, to Korn as well. You know, just I have had a whole mix of genres that, you know, I kind of love to take.
That's a lot,
different aspects. Yeah, I love just to take all different aspects from it and just, you know, make it my own. And but I definitely think the heaviest influence in what I would describe my music as being would be hip hop. Like there's definitely in every song that I do an element of hip hop in it, whether it's from production to vocals. I think in general, I think my sound is just kind of heavy, influenced just by hip hop in general. There's I don't think there's one song that I have that doesn't have a hip hop kind of sound to it. You know what I mean? I might kind of go off into maybe like a little R&B vibe, but it still has a little hip hop influence into it. Same if I do maybe like a little more pop vibe, it still has that hip hop influence to it. Same with the drill. It has that, you know, rock hip hop kind of influence still involved with it. So
I do hear some of the rock in there.
Yeah, no, because I definitely, you know, I have my songs that have like that rock influence, but I feel like, you know, the rock bridged with the hip hop is a genre already on its own. Everybody's kind of doing it nowadays, because live hip hop with some live guitar with some 808 sound fire.
Oh yeah.
It just sounds fire. It's just a fire combo, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's talk about your current album, To Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
So we know there was a dedication on there. So talk a little bit about that and what it was like putting that project together.
So yeah, this project, To Jonathan, you know, haven't even seen like the whole project at all. We're actually going to be releasing a deluxe version this upcoming summer. It's going to be the second anniversary of To Jonathan, with 10 more featured tracks and 5 bonus songs as well onto that. And that'll be the complete kind of To Jonathan you know, album. But all these songs that I've done, you know, I've had written for years on, and I mean 4 or 5 years before I actually kind of, you know, did the final production making of these songs. Some of these songs I've done 2 or 3 times over, whether it was at local studios or home studios, and just so the songs that I've always kept with me and I've always wanted to release in you know, the best way possible and in the light that I wanted it to, and it's always been, you know, releasing it on all platforms and just releasing it to the general public. But all these songs that I've had written for all these years have all been experiences that I wanted to share with my dad, and that's why this album is dedicated to him, because I've always struggled throughout my life to find ways to connect with him, and I realized that I just wanted to talk to him about, you know, some of the experiences and some of the hardships that I dealt with in my life, and, you know, even some of my dreams too. And I thought, you know, putting that in song form, whether it, you know, it seems like I'm speaking to him or not, and then dedicating that to him, it's giving something to him, and it's me kind of connecting with him in my own way. And and with doing that and finally seeing kind of like the end project finally being done, and also I can't lie, having my son being born, I've kind of
congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, but I've stopped chasing, wanting to connect with him. I mean, of course, I'd love to, have a conversation with him. I always, think about him here and there, but I've learned to now forgive him and just not forget, but to, move past and be the bigger person in the situation, because, at the end of the day, I'd be just killing myself and doing the same shit he was doing just to try to be like him.
So would you say that creating an album was sort of like a healing process, you think?
It was definitely like the most therapeutic experience out of all the therapy sessions, all the rehab shit I did. Actually sitting down and writing music and doing the whole process was the most therapeutic thing I could ever, get in my life. And it was a high in itself, to be honest with you. I got addicted to, just wanting to, or to use that coping. It became a coping mechanism for me. And so whenever I feel a type of way, it's like I'm down in my phone writing on my notes how I feel. So
who are some of the people you worked with on this project?
So I've worked with a bunch of different producers, and that was definitely one of the goals of the album, was to try to be as versatile as I could be, not even with just how I vocally sounded, or where we're just working with one producer that might just give me a bunch of different types of beats. I wanted to actually travel around to different states, put myself in new environments for that new vibe, and work with different producers to see what they could bring out of me. And that definitely happened. My team got together, and they got me this group of producers to put on the album, and I'll just name I'll name them all right now. They got J Beats on there, J Dot. It's a lot of J's. J. We have Buddha Bless. We have Josh X. We have some of his Swanko is one of Josh's producer buddies. We have my homie Santiago, the guy that I grew up making music.
All right, yes,
I put him on the album. I had to do it. There's no way I wasn't gonna do it. And then my engineer, who actually he has his own production team as well. He passed away 2 Christmases ago. He always wanted to do a song too with one of his artists, so I definitely had to get that in. So I had him and his team, or I helped produce a song with them, and then Butter and Biscuit, another big duo production team, and they were like one of the first. They were actually the second producers that I worked with, and then Daytona, the kid Daytona. I don't know if you've.
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, him and his buddy. He is another producer. I'm trying to remember his name. They were the first people I ever worked with. Can't remember his buddy's name right now. It'll probably come to me. But yeah, I swear there's more. There's a lot of people.
They're gonna be upset with you.
I know they are. I should have wrote a list down, man.
We'll pick them up. I'll pick them up in there.
I'm pretty sure I got everybody.
The most of the folks. Okay. I know it would probably be hard to find out like a favorite song, but what song really touches you the most in terms of the concept of the album? Which one really brings you home into really connecting?
You know what? I'd have to say, just because it's more of an original kind of composition for me, if anything, because it's me really kind of bridging out, because it'd have to be Take Me Home for sure.
Okay.
Because I didn't know if a lot of people would kind of get where I was going with it, just because it's me kind of doing my own thing with drill, and the drill scene. I know it's kind of strict, how it's sounding right now. A lot of people kind of just have their straight rap sound with it, and it's not really melodic. There's not a lot of people doing like melodic singing stuff on it. But I thought it was just, I mean, I kind of see drill as being the up and coming hip hop where, you know, people can, you know, especially I feel like Pop Smoke was kind of showing us that, you know, you can really expand drill into being, you know, coming kind of like new genre that can be mixed in with a bunch of different genres, just as hip hop is. So I wanted to kind of bridge that idea and do kind of like a rock, punk, drill, whatever kind of vibe you want to call it, make it my own and do something new. And, you know, I still haven't really seen anybody do something really similar to it. And I've actually gotten a lot of good feedback on it. And I mean, I'm honestly just kind of happy with myself for creating something that's kind of original and not something that everybody's doing right now.
All right. That's good. I'm happy you got Santiago back in the mix. You know, you have a lot of stories where you might have, you know, an artist would work with someone and then the record company gets involved and then it's a whole new team. And
yeah, man, I made sure I was definitely, you know, putting my day one, you know, boy on there for sure. And, you know, even was working with some of my homies too, because I had a couple of homies come on and, you know, write some music with me just to kind of put them on.
Right.
So yeah, like that was all like, you know, we were all able to do that and everything. My team was very accepting of, you know, most of my wishes, if anything, and they were just kind of like, yeah, whoever you want in there, whoever makes you feel comfortable, you know, we're cool.
Learn about the ever-changing climate of the music industry and learn how to position yourself. With the new book, Hybrid Executive, great for indiepreneurs, indie artists, managers, engineers, booking agents, and more. Hybrid Executive is the new terminology for today's indie artist, written by music producer Samuel E. Archer. Now available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, BookBaby, and other leading ebook distributors. Visit thehybridexecutive.com for more information.
Okay, so now you said that it's going to be, there's a deluxe version. So how many, so I think on the first version of the album right now, you have about 7 cuts. So you're adding, you say, another 10 to that?
Yeah, so it's going to be around 10 feature tracks and then including another 5 bonus songs.
Oh.
Like bonus solo songs.
So you're going to be in the 20 song.
Yeah, so it should be around the 20 song range.
It was like you're doing the Drake and the Kanye thing, right? Everybody's just like, yeah, 50 million.
That's all the music I've been holding on to right now. And it's not really like, I mean, I want to honestly kind of go with it in a more natural way where I just want to release all of it. And if some of, you know, if I see a song doing really well, I'll kind of promote it as a single more so, you know what I mean? And just promote that song a little bit more and see where it goes from there. But I definitely at this point just kind of, not like I want to get everything off my shoulders, but I want to kind of move on. I mean, mindset wise, it's like the song's not done until they're officially released. So I kind of just, you know, really want to get on the track of making new music, working on new projects and everything. So I'm really excited to just kind of get all that music out there so I can really start working on new stuff.
Okay. So you're supposed to have a new single in the works.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about that new record.
Yeah, so it's it technically is a new single, but it's actually a remix of a song that I have out right now. It's With a Bottle. And I got a really big feature, my first big feature on it, and his name is Lil Keed. So that will be coming out. It's actually, I mean, I guess it still is in the works, but the song is already done. He already did his part, so the feature's already done, and I got my boy mixing it up and mastering it right now. And we already shot the music video.
Oh man! Wait! Oh, so it's not in the works. It's been working.
It's working right now. We working, bro. We getting that shit taken care of. You know.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. I wasn't slowing down. You know, even with the baby and shit. I brought we shot the music video out in LA. We brought Lil Key down there, and I brought my baby out to LA. My girl was watching him at my mom's house up there, so I just worked all day and then came back at night to go see him. So. And that was only like a week and a half after he was born. There was no stopping.
Oh, wow. Now, did he have a ball or what?
Did he have a what?
A ball. Did he enjoy himself?
Oh yeah, he had so much. He got so much attention and shit. You know, my mom loves him. My mom's fiancés, they were all over him the entire time. My mom also brought her mom up there, so he had plenty of people kind of giving him love. And
He stole your shine, huh? He stole
he stole it all, man. We actually had a shoot or two at the house too for one of the scenes. So everybody was all up on him and shit when he came outside. And I was like, man, we gotta get back to shoot this shit. What the fuck? I was messing.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Man. He's perfect. He's been doing really well.
I'm happy to hear. So what is there like a shoot date set for the single already?
Not yet.
Okay.
Just because we've been what's it called? We don't have an official. I mean, we want to set it up to where I think the music video is going to come out at least 2 to 3 weeks after the song. So we're kind of waiting to see when the music video is getting done, and then I think set up the release date from there. But we also still have to get it mixed and mastered as well. But that should be done in like the next day or so. So, I mean, I'm not 100% sure how they're gonna roll with it. I know 100% it's gonna go either way.
That's the record company's fault. They're always trying to fix stuff.
Right.
We just get, artists just get mad at the record company every day.
At the end of the day, though, I mean, I don't know how most artists are, but I mean, with all my records, including, stuff that's remixed, I like to be involved with every aspect of, of what's going on. Even the mixing aspect and the mastering part of it, I'm in communication with the people that are getting done with it. I have them sending multiple versions over, and if I approve it, then it goes on to the next stage. You know what I mean? So
okay.
Yeah, I'm real picky about my shit, and it's just like I swear my engineers sometimes hate me sometimes because what's it called? I'll have them literally mix stuff 4 or 5 times over.
Wow. I was giving you a little out, but you stuck in. That's all right.
Hey, I mean, it's not like at the end of the day, that music's going to be out there forever. So I would love it to be perfect, if anything, or close to perfect.
We spoke about your background, music, keyboards. Let's talk about a tour. What? Who would be like someone you'd like to tour with? If there was one.
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
I never really thought of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
you might get a tour. I
know. I probably would have but I feel like at the end of the day, if anybody would love for me to kind of like guest tour with them, I would love the opportunity, as long as they have a good vibe with them and they're promoting themselves in a positive light. I'm all the more for it. So I mean, I could really care less, who they are, whether they're up and coming just as I am or they're already big. If I got the opportunity to do so, that'd be lit.
Okay, all right. 3 final questions for you. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color? It'd have to be a choice between blue or green. It was always green growing up, and it's weird because I mean everybody says things change as you grow up, and it definitely does. I always loved green growing up as a kid, and it was like around the middle of high school I started loving blue. It was weird. But yeah,
they're not too far apart, by the way.
Not really.
Yeah, they're kind of close. So yeah, you're still in the mix there. So my second final question would be: when young Xavi is in the kitchen, what does he like to prepare?
this is so sad to say, man, but I'm never really in the kitchen. And I was always out of the house so goddamn much. I baked things here and there with my mom, and helped her kind of cook her. But I'll chop things up and like wash the dishes and shit, but not really like hands-on cooking and stuff.
Oh.
But with that said, I can cook up some mean steak, mashed potatoes, and green beans. That's
all right. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Better than nothing.
If it was the end all, man, I could do that for myself.
Well, that's good. That's good. So,
of course, like everybody knows how to make breakfast and shit. I can make myself breakfast.
You can throw egg on. You can throw egg on some butter. Yeah. Okay.
Scramble up egg real quick. Just throw some cheese on there. I like the eggs.
Okay. All right. So my final question for you is: in your MP3 player, who are some? Let's say maybe 3 people that you're listening to right now.
This is all. I don't know if you would know any of these artists.
A shout out is good. I'll be honest. I don't know everybody.
Yeah, cause, I listen now to like a lot more like underground artists. If anything, just to kind of stay away from the mainstream. But there's so many because on a daily basis, because SoundCloud's so cool with it. Every day they're kind of giving me like a playlist of like just new artists that that like just the similar stuff that I like to listen to. They'll give me like a new list for me to kind of listen to. So I'll just do that, and I'll be listening to artists every day. But there was an artist actually just recently that caught my attention, and he was really cool. His name is Lil Jaw.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was rocking with one of his songs. That was pretty dope. But yeah.
And Lil Jaw meaning J-A-H? Or
J-A-W, I believe it was.
Oh, okay. Lil Jaw. All right.
Yeah, it might be J-A-W-E. Not sure, but it was something around those lines.
No, well, shout out to Lil Jaw.
Yeah, he has a song that was going up. I was kind of late on it. I think it's already up like 1.8 million streams on SoundCloud. But he's still like in the underground scene of all that. But it's like a real West Coast type of bop. It was really dope.
Okay, well, is there anything that you wanted us to cover that we didn't get a chance to cover? We can.
Maybe just some stuff for some of the young dads out there. It's definitely, having a son in my life has been a huge change, but a change definitely in the better. I'm not saying like, if you're, my age, go start having kids right now, but, definitely if you're in a solid relationship and you're at a good place, for me at least, my kid has been a major source of like just new motivation for me to, I'm up early as fuck now every morning. Even though he's supposed to be up, it's like not even really I can do too much now because he's just kind of stuck on my girl right now, if anything. But when he's up, I'm up and I'm there kind of just making sure he's all good and everything. And I love just to hold him and just take care of him, help feed him and everything too. And
Amen.
It's something to help get you up and get you going. And for me, it's been a huge source of inspiration and motivation, and just all the more drive to everything right now. So expecting some big things this year, man. I'm definitely expecting myself to go up this year, if anything. All right, and fatherhood is a beautiful thing. It is, man. It definitely is. As much as people think it might be, super scary, and as nervous as I was for a long time, I was fortunate enough to witness my girl give birth at home. And, okay. Yeah, so I was actually there, like above her when he came out and everything, and I was watching it all happen. It was like as soon as I saw him, I knew I was ready, and like I knew that I was gonna do everything in my power to take care of this kid and help with this kid. But yeah, man.
All right. Amen. And babies are a miracle. So you experienced some amazing things there.
They definitely can change your mind, man. All for the better too. And if a baby doesn't change you and a baby doesn't help you, I don't know what will, for real.
It actually gives you a purpose to live now. You have purpose in your life. So yes, it's a beautiful thing. And coming from someone who's also a dad. So yes. So it touches a certain part of you and gives you reason to live.
100%.
So young Javi, this was a nice conversation. I know we kind of like just met, and this was really cool. Great to learn about you, learn about your music.
Of course.
Wishing you the best for the future. Again, please keep us a breast and a chicken leg about anything. And I know Nikki is going to. Oh, by the way, shout out to Nikki.
Yeah, thank you, Nikki.
And shout out to your team, and for making this possible. You can mention your social medias.
Plug myself up right now. I got my website, therealyoungjavi.com. If y'all want to go check that out. You can subscribe to email subscription to just get all the new updates of everything that I got going on. I'm on all social media platforms from Instagram to Twitter. If you want to hit me up on there. I'm mostly on Instagram, though. If you want to DM me, I'm always down to talk music or to talk anything.
Okay.
Just talk about life if you want to. And, and all my music's on all major platforms as well, from Apple Music to SoundCloud, too. So if you want to check me out all on there, make sure to do that. Also got a link in my Instagram to all that as well. So, yeah, thank you again for having me on here. It was an honor and pleasure. Thank you, Samuel. You have a good day.
Thank you. Same to you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Be sure to visit our website, Muzilog.com. MUZILOG, Muzilog.com, where music, entertainment, and culture lives.